back with a kind of like advice video, and today is about hair removal. And I think it's really good to always have these types of videos available for people to watch, because I wish that I had seen something like this when I was a pre-adolescent, because if I had received varied advice, then I probably wouldn't have chosen to shave my legs behind my mum's back, and I still regret that to this day. So I'm just going to be chatting about all the different options that are available out there, because it can be quite daunting with everything that's on offer now. So yeah, I'll just talk about all these options. So I'll first start out with the options that are low cost and the hair grows back pretty quickly. So the first three options that we have are hair removal cream, razors, and these sort of like sandpaper things. I can't remember exactly what they're called, but I'll start off with hair removal cream. So with hair removal cream, basically you just apply the cream onto wherever you want to remove the hair, and within a few minutes it will dissolve the hair, and you'll wash off the cream and you'll be hair free for maybe around 2 to 3 days. Could be even longer depending on what type of body hair you have. So me personally, I have quite coarse body hair and it grows back quickly. So if I were to use hair removal cream, I did use it before when I was a teenager, and whenever I did use it, the hair would probably grow back in about 1 to 2 days. So bear that in mind if you've got dark coarse hair. Again, if you have quite fair hair, it probably could even take up to maybe 5 days, something like that, to start growing back or to grow back. And the next option that we have that the hair will grow back quickly and is cost friendly is of course shaving. Now the advice that I would give with shaving, the thing is with a hair removal cream, there aren't really that many things that can make a significant difference to the results you get, other than regularly exfoliating your skin so that all of the hair is exposed when you're going to apply the cream, so that the cream can work more effectively. But with shaving, something to bear in mind, and that will definitely give you really good results, is if you use a razor like the Gillette Fusion razor, which is a man's razor. I would say the best razors I think for shaving are men's razors, because they usually have a lot more blades, and this one in particular vibrates, so I'm not sure if you can hear that, but it has a little button here, and you put some batteries in and you press it and it vibrates. So other than having 5 blades, which helps you get a much closer shave, the vibration also helps you get a much closer shave, because it helps to it's as if it attracts the hair, so it helps the hair to become more available to be shaved off. So the advice I would give you if you want to stick to shaving is to get a man's razor and one that vibrates. So this Gillette Fusion one is pretty good. When I was doing laser hair removal, this was the razor that I used, and it would give me a really close shave, and it works well even if you've got coarse hair, because like I said, I've got quite coarse hair. So if you still want to stick to shaving, then get a man's razor that vibrates. The next cost-effective option is, as I mentioned, the kind of like sandpaper thing. So here I've got this one as an example. I actually got this from the £1 shop. It came with a few, of course. Can't remember the name of the brand. And you can, of course, get these things in like Superdrug and Boots. And I didn't notice a difference in the effectiveness between the one that I got in this one, the one that I got in the £1 shop, and ones that I've bought before from Boots and Superdrug. And basically what you do is gently massage it on your skin, and because it's got a kind of sandpaperish texture, of course it's light, it's not really coarse or anything, because of course that would not be good for your skin. But it's really light, and basically it just sandpapers off the hair. And because it's a kind of like exfoliation motion, or that's what it's doing, exfoliating off your hair, and because of that it makes your skin really, really, really soft. So I would definitely choose this over shaving if you want something that is still cheap, but you don't need to be pulling your hairs out or shelling out a lot of money for laser hair removal. So I think between the three options of the hair removal cream, shaving, and this, I think I would go for this if I had to choose any of these three. The good thing about hair removal cream is you can just put it on while you're having your shower and then take it off when you finish doing the rest of your routine. But I think this is the best option, me personally. So the next option that is a little bit more expensive but is better in the long run is of course waxing. Now, I'm an avid waxer. I've waxed since I was about, I think, 13, and of course it lasts longer. When you wax your legs or your bikini line or your underarm, the hair will take a lot longer to start reappearing. Now with this method, the sandpaper method, because like the shaving and the hair removal cream doesn't get right to the root of the hair, so it will give the same results as shaving and hair removal cream, but your hair won't feel as spiky as when you shave. But with the waxing, I know many products promise to give you like 4 weeks hair-free legs and all that, but it's not always a whole month that you're always hair-free. It's maybe about 2 weeks if you're lucky, 3 weeks, but definitely not a whole month. Maybe if you have really fine hair, then I would say that is quite realistic, but on average it doesn't last for a whole month. The advice that I would give about waxing is, of course, to always make sure before you wax that your skin is exfoliated, that it doesn't have any product on it like cream or body oil or anything like that. So I'd say the day before you wax, don't apply any beauty products to your legs or wherever you're going to be waxing, so that the wax can stick, can work as well as it can work, because it won't have anything that's preventing it from holding on to the hair. And another thing that's important when you're waxing is to make sure when you pull off the wax strip, to pull it off as close to the skin as possible. So don't pull it off like in a 90 degree angle or even slightly smaller than that. Make sure you pull it off really quickly and as close as possible to the skin, like that, so it will pull the hair out from the root. If you don't pull it that way, it won't be as effective. And also make sure you use a really good spatula. This is just a normal spatula. You can get them at beauty supply stores. Don't try to use anything else because it won't spread the wax as well, and this really is the best thing to spread the wax. And don't worry if you haven't got a microwave to heat up the wax or a wax heater, you don't need that. If like me, at the moment I'm using hot wax that comes in a tub like this, and I just leave it in really hot water for a few minutes so it heats up, and then I change the water again and heat it up again for a little bit, and then it's fine, because at the moment I haven't got a microwave. If you're not into hot waxing, then of course there are the wax strips, cold wax strips like from V, etc. But I wouldn't recommend them. If you're used to waxing, I would go for hot waxing. But if you're getting started and you want something that's simple, then of course go for the wax strips, because they're fuss free if you're not used to waxing. But the thing that I would say about cold strips is that they do cause a lot more pain than when you use hot wax. And I was an avid user of cold wax strips before I went back to using hot wax. I was using cold wax strips just for that reason, because they are really easy to use and they're practical and everything. But when I moved to Brazil, I went to buy them and they were just too expensive. They were ridiculously expensive. So I thought I'd start trying to use hot wax again, and I've never looked back. Basically, like I said, it doesn't hurt as much. The pain is reduced significantly if you use hot wax, because of course the heat helps to dilate your pores and it helps the hair to come out easier. So definitely try hot wax if you're used to waxing and want something that doesn't cause as much pain. And it's especially true for waxing your bikini line. The hot wax definitely reduces the pain like so much. So I definitely recommend hot wax if you are thinking about giving it a go. And the next option I'm going to talk about is epilating. And I do epilate, I wax and epilate. So the epilator that I use is this Philips Satinel Soft Epilator. So I use this just to clean up any hair that the wax didn't get like the next day. And I also use this to remove hair from my underarm, because I need to remove it regularly because I'm at the gym, so I can't really wait for the hair to grow back and then wax. So I use this for my underarms and to clean up anywhere else. And of course this hurts just as much as the cold wax strip, but you get used to the pain. And I really recommend this if you're into something that will last longer and you don't want to keep doing your hair removal routine every other day. So yeah, I definitely recommend epilating along with waxing. And of course, the longer lasting option is laser hair removal. Now, keep this in mind if you do choose to do laser hair removal. It's not completely permanent. You do have to get touch-ups a couple of times during the year or once a year, but of course it's better than doing it every month or every so often. So if you do have the money, if you can afford to get laser hair removal, then definitely do that. Yeah, so those are all the options that are available. If you have any questions, then leave them down below in the comments. Like this video if you found it helpful, interesting, and subscribe for more. And I'll see you next time. Bye.